Hi, my name is Seth. Welcome to Albus Talks on Dukascoin TV. Today we're talking about Web3 adoption by local authorities. It's been told that Switzerland is a country where the crypto is adopted by the local authorities. Can you agree with it?
Well, let's start from the Swiss system, the Swiss regulations. We are a very open crypto and blockchain country, which means we have the federal laws which are adapted to the, let's say, DLT wording and the crypto wording or the token wording. That's helping a lot the local institution to adopt it because we have a clear framework where we can evolve. And that's really something I think you don't find around the world. We are still leading this, probably with Singapore, if I can compare Switzerland to other countries. But what is very important in Switzerland is we are really stable on the evolution of our laws. So you know exactly what you can do, you know what you can't do, but this is for years. So you don't have to change your approach every time because the laws are stable. Maybe you can add something.
Yes, I can add something because, the Swiss mindset. Switzerland is a decentralized country. The power, part of the power of the law is made in the federal level. After you have the cantonal level law and the commune law. Yeah. And the consensus and the decentralization is a part of the Swiss mind. So it's one of the points they made that adoption of this new technology and the producing of law was fast in Switzerland because the blockchain is working a little bit like the Swiss mind.
What about if you go for this central part to the smaller part? So what do you think? It's more or less adopted in different contents or it's widespread? I mean, everyone is taking the opportunities to benefit of these clear regulations at places?
Well, what we just said is that Switzerland is decentralized, right? Yeah. We have the federal government, cantonal government represented here, and municipal level, which I'm representing the city of Lugano. So starting from this point, let's say everybody is free to evolve with its idea in different ways. Sure, you have to respect the regulation, which at the federal level they are the same for everybody. At municipal level, they are different, but not on this context. So we are evolving with the same laws. And this is very interesting because you see in Switzerland different approaches to this from public institutions, from regions. You certainly know the Crypto Valley, which was the very first interesting project coming up and still very strong in the world, one of the leaders in the world. Then you have Neuchatel as a canton evolving in this space. And then suddenly Lugano as a municipality. So you say, wow, there's different levels, right? Yeah. And this is very interesting because as City of Lugano, we decide to go deeper in adopting blockchain and crypto after we launched our own stablecoin. Lugano has its own stablecoin since 2020. That's a program we set up to respond of the crisis we had due to the pandemic. But we won't talk about this project now, but just take into consideration that Lugano has its own stablecoin. We have 14,000 citizens, over 65,000 inhabitants that are using the stablecoin. Okay. So this is a huge adoption. Yeah. Then, for instance, Lugano also has its own blockchain, the city blockchain. We have issued 2 digital bonds on the blockchain at SDX, which is the Swiss Stock Exchange, doing this. So imagine the traditional financial sector investing to build up a stock exchange, which is based on blockchain. And then we are adopting blockchain and crypto by accepting Bitcoin in an unlimited way for all cities' invoices. I mean, really all. And then in a fully automated way. So at Lugano level, at the municipality level, we could do all this thanks to the regulation and the fact that we have a freedom of acting as a different level of institutions.
That's amazing because it's one of the examples of the world. I would say it's not in every country we can see this strong opportunity to develop the DLT technology on that level. And on the cantonal level, do they have anything that is adopted or which is a difference?
Yes, one of the most important things was, I would say, is in each level is understanding and the knowledge of that technology by all the political people, because this is very important. You have to convince, to explain. It's a lot of work, you know it.
Yes.
And yes, it's in Neuchatel we adapt for 2014. We build the process landing for new company, for incorporation, to we build the ecosystems. We have a nice ecosystems of technical people. They're building a lot new products and new technology around some different blockchain. And this is the most difficult, is to create the core. the core of people. And after that, with some ID, with some exchange on that, the people, they're starting to build some products for the population, for some industry, and this is from start, you have to convince the authority. And after that, you can build. But it's extremely complicated, and these technologies is continue to be complicated to understanding for many people.
Talking about mass adoption and how you onboarded the people in the blockchain, have you used I would say the traditional means like passports or IDs, or how it was to transfer people from the real world assets to for example, from municipal taxes paying blockchain?
Well, for the payments, I would not give you any number because we just started in December, so we have to wait at least 1 or 2 years to speaking of our numbers. But let's talk about the Luga, which is the stablecoin, right? We started in 2020 from scratch. We built up our hub, our digital wallet, and our stablecoin, and now we involved not all, but many merchants in Lugano, which can be, flower shops, taxi, hotels, restaurants, etc. It's a cashback system. I won't explain it, but in few months, we got many citizens starting using and gaining and spending this stablecoin. And today, as I said, we have 14,000 people. And we did this one by one, which is a huge work because to start this stablecoin, we had to ask the FINMA if it was okay. The FINMA is the financial regulator, because we're issuing money basically, right? Yeah. So we have the right from the FINMA, or actually a non-action letter, which says basically you can do it, we won't arrest you. like very summarized. But then we had to, to collaborate with a self-regulatory body, which are the ones who check the banks. Yeah. So they check us all the time. So we have our KYC for every and single citizen we onboard. Yeah. So basically we are behaving like a small bank, if you want, generally speaking. Yeah. But this is possible because, once again, for the federal levels, a city can be, not smarter, but faster than a canton, because convincing the politics, as you say, it's easier. You have the 7, ministers of the city. Once you convince them, it's okay. In the cantonal level, you have more politicians, more parties involved, etc. So the more you go up, the more difficult it is. And this is helping Switzerland to expand fast with the local ecosystems, and other ecosystems will come up, I think, soon. So.
Yes, exactly. It's like two ships. The bigger ship is difficult to maneuver. But yes, for me, the one of the adoption question is a question of generation. I was born before internet, but I learned with it when I was young. And but the generation of today, they living with a smartphone. They never heard the sound of a modem when you started internet. Yes. and it's real, and we saw the adoption for the young people is more faster. And for me, when the huge work today for all the company, they building some product on that with blockchain is the UX, user experience. Because if you need today to make many things just to open a wallet, it's difficult. And it's more difficult for my mother than for my children. It's a huge challenge for this technology. But I'm convinced that a few years ago, they say, okay, Bitcoin or blockchain is just a bubble and they will fall. But no, today it's a technology. It's here for the future, for the rest of the time. And the most difficult today is to change the mentality of some old generation to say, okay, in your industry, it's a fact. You have to use it, not today, maybe tomorrow, but don't waiting too late. Because at the end, you have the choice to be behind the wave or surfing on the wave. Yeah. And for me, it's very important for the industry too.
In terms of technical or practical moments, so you just need to be a citizen of Lugano, for example, for user experience. You go to the special app and you put your name. You are already in the list of the citizens of Lugano. And you're ready to use?
Well, we onboard like a real KYC, so you have to make a picture, send your ID, etc. So it's a real KYC.
The real one.
But it's simple. So as you say, you have to make it something simple to be adopted. Yeah. And some numbers, surprisingly, this digital wallet and the Luga stablecoin is used a lot by people from 30 to 60 years old, less from very young. Who knows why, but it's very surprising. So they're really trying to understand maybe the system so they catch up fast. And now they're using this as a simple way. How they could use like the bank's app, very easy. Now they use the Luga. It's a very easy system. So when you talk about adoption, keep it simple and try to convince the people as fast as you can.
About other side, I would say, so you work so hard to make this user experience quite simple. From your side, have you experienced a huge number of people you had to hire, for example, for that KYC or for development of the product? So was it a handed project, or you take another technologies and you just took the puzzle to?
It was a huge project due to the pandemic and the first full lockdown that our region experienced. The rest of Switzerland was not so hit like we were. You have to understand that Ticino is inserted in Lombardy, and Lombardy was the red zone of Europe, yes, right? Yes. So when in Lombardy they started in February, end of February was exactly the same in Ticino, not in Bern, not in the rest of Switzerland. So we had to react fast. We just took a couple of companies there, put together the pieces, because technology is there since years. Come on, it's really there. Just we put together the pieces, invented the system, and launched it on the market. And this happened very fast. So at the end, you don't have to develop inside of your organization because you need a lot of knowledge that you don't have. Just take a company who has the knowledge and then build it up with you. So there was some cost, not so much, to build everything. Yeah. Nobody was hired internally to manage this. We are managing this internally with the people we have. So at the end of the day, big success with reduced cost.
Is it for profit or was it for adoption?
No. This was for save the economy. Okay. Because when we made the lockdown in March, we made the very first lockdown, and the Swiss Confederation said, if you do a lockdown of your economy, we won't pay you the indemnization for the company. So we say we shut down anyway because here people are dying. So we did it, and then 3 weeks later the Confederation came. So oops, we have a problem. We closed down the economy. Cool. But when we reopened the economy in June, people were really scared to come back to the city center. It was empty. People were scared because we had more than 1,000 people died in Ticino. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you have to react fast, and this system really helped to re-attract people because they get 10% cashback when they're using the Luga. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically to get this 10% cashback, they came back, they stopped buying online because during the pandemic they start purchasing online, and we basically saved the economy. Yeah. So the small merchants now are happy because we attract people there.
Yeah,
so it was for profit for the merchant, which at the end of the day, you get the taxes from,
on top of it.
Because if 100 shops closes, then you have a problem in the city center. So for us, it's very important.
What do you think about mass adoption of KYC solution? Because before in crypto industry, so KYC in crypto industry was completely apart. Today, we see that almost in every transaction will be applied. So you think it's for the good or for the bad for further adoption or for any other reason?
I think it's depending how you use it and for what. Because in Neuchatel, we have some part of the industry working for all the question of privacy.
Yeah.
They compare, many times they compare the privacy transaction with the cash transaction. Yeah. Because when you go to a party or a huge event, in a city and you have some cash with you, you take a beer here, you take the food here, and you don't really want. Some people say, we know what do you eat, what do you make with the cash, and for some use case, normal use case of the day, maybe sometimes you want more privacy. You don't want your bank they working after you to say you make that and that, but for a certain quantity of amounts. At one time, you have to declare it, to pay your taxes, because many people say, we want privacy, we didn't to pay taxes and that. But at the end, all the law, all the comfort you have to live in a country is made by tax. You need to pay for the infrastructure and for that. So it's an equilibrium. We have to find, for each use case, the right question of security.
In my opinion, KYC system should not be developed too much. We need a Swiss Confederation digital sign So my signature, they know who I am, then I give you my signature, you know already who I am. So we don't have to repeat 10 times the same things. Today we are doing our KYC, it costs a lot of time, but we should reach that point. And I think we are reaching this point very late, because it will be something that we had to do like 10 years ago, which was already there, the technology. So once we have this, then KYC is really simple, and this is the way to go. One signature, you know who I am, and then I give it to you, and you can KYC me privately for the private transaction. But that's my opinion.
And you can confirm.
Yeah, talking about this, zero knowledge proof.
There are multiple aspects of when we need KYC, why we need, and how we want to use it. For example, a good example is if you want to buy beer. Of course, you don't want to share your personal data, but you must to provide an evidence you are legal age to buy something. Or if you are paying taxes, the question is, do actually state needs to know how much you earn. Maybe it's enough to provide an evidence you pay taxes as you needed to pay without to share the data. But if you want to be a regulatory compliance in sense of AML, then you must provide your data, and you must share your data in open way. At least yet. Of course, we're hoping at some point of time the regulators, especially in Switzerland, will accept zk proofs to be able to say that the people are compliant to some policies, business policies and rules. But unfortunately now they are not yet there. But yeah, as I said, the KYC, it's important, but it's always you should exactly know what for you are doing KYC.
There are many interesting products with zero knowledge proof, because you need some information from me. I give you my ID cards. You just want to see my age, but you don't have to know my name. You don't have to other information. And it was one of the problems during the COVID, because you say you have to put your cards.
Your vaccination certificate.
Yes, with the card to say it's me. But one of the problematic is the only authority in Switzerland to can check your identity is the police.
Not everyone.
And if you're entering in a restaurant and the people of the restaurant say to you, Mr. They claim your name and they say you have to, they don't have to say your name in public because you don't want. And it's interesting with this technology.
That was Albus Talks. Thank you for watching and see you next time.